One of the things I believe we really need to think about when thinking about debt at the moment is thinking about the next emergency. If you think about COVID-19 recovery, if you think about building resilience for the future, and the fact that these have to be within the public finance management system, it's important to note that first, there is a situation in which crisis is the new normal. And therefore, in that regard, we have to demand for fiscal democracy and civil protection in our programming as part of the goals of structural transformation or as appendages to what structural transformation is, where we are figuring out how to improve local economies and local value chains. Now, in that regard, we realize we've obviously been in a situation where recovery efforts are simply a salvage job, kind of trying to reverse the bad effects of the lockdown policies that were in place. And so we have to look at recovery beyond just the pre-COVID levels to recovery that is resilient and giving citizens human rights-based approaches to public finance management. In that regard, if we think of how crisis is normal, we are going to be anticipating and trying to prevent what I'd call what has been hinted as disaster capitalism, in that you find a situation where bad public finance management system are somehow enmeshed within procurement systems in government and so forth. And so the human rights-based approach to tax justice allows setting of standards that open government and make government committed to delivering the services that they have promised the citizens. In thinking about tax justice and debt, we realize that the situation is dire, and therefore we have we are at a point at which this is manifesting itself in terms of unfair tax policies, harmful tax policies, and somewhat kind of the setting up of an ecosystem or that allows for IFFs. So, for instance, not clear how the international financial centers in Kigali and Nairobi are being set up, but also the fact that there are numerous double taxation agreements that were previously not subjected to Parliament for consideration. And in this way, we therefore have to keep insisting that we must not only go back to civic education, but also champion the fact that any participation in public procurement decision making is important, that accountability is key, that there is no discrimination with these policies, that there is enhanced empowerment of communities and individuals in some of the decisions that are being made, and that other than just empowerment, that these are legitimate laws. And once that is done, then we can say that whether it is a question of fiscal consolidation or special drawing rights, then we have a say in determining how we are able to be resilient in what could be the next crisis in place. Thank you. EATGN and AFRODAD have partnered together in conducting brief research studies, of which we will be publishing them later in the course of the year. Hopefully in the next conference, we will be showing and showcasing the work that speaks to a number of subjects on illicit financial flows. And so we hope you'll be able to join us there.